Hi everyone, this is Zoaib. In this clip, I want to give you an overview of three main modalities that you provide as an educator to your learners. The first one is the traditional one, which is on-site or on-campus teaching and learning, which basically means that the students and learners are physically present on-site in the classroom, and the teachers and faculties are actively engaged in person with them. All the live lectures, all the activities happen in class, and then the learners are expected to work on their assignments or group activities after the scheduled class time, and they come back and then they show their assignments and do their presentations. We all are familiar with this model, which is very common everywhere. The second modality is online learning, which is now becoming the need everywhere. This basically means that all your on-site experiences that you were creating for your learners, you would have to do those online. Obviously, when the way you engage in class, you need more planning, you need more technologies in order to make sure that you're able to effectively engage your learners, in that setting. At a minimum, you need a learning management system or any proprietary solution which allows you to house your content. That content has to be developed effectively through instructional design methods so that you can engage your students. Then, in regards to the activities that you create, there are various technologies that can allow you to mimic those activities that you would normally do in class. And if you're used to doing various games, you can do those online as well. But again, you have to then plan your activities, the learning pathway that you want to create for your learners, and then how you would use technologies effectively to engage your learners. That means that there is a learning curve required for both the learners and the trainers. But once done effectively, I assure you that you will have lots of fun. Our learners are already engaged online, so it's more of a learning curve for our educators in order to make sure that they are comfortable using these online platforms and how they will engage their students using online technologies. How you would engage in lectures. So if you are used to giving live lectures, you can do those using online webinar technologies, web conferencing technologies. But then again, there are best practices of how you would engage your learners if you are conducting a live session. If you have 30 students in a class, obviously, if you are used to giving them live lectures, you can't have them open their webcams and have 30 live webcams because that will impact the bandwidth that everyone is using. So there are some best practices that you have to apply. Similarly, there are lectures that happen where there are almost 600 students. There are 1,000 students as well that I've seen. But how would you do that online? So that will require more instruction design measures to be applied. But at the end of the day, the great news is that all of those things can happen effectively online and making sure that you are keeping your learners engaged. Key is engagement in online learning. Key is time management in online learning. Key is how you prioritize your tasks and making sure that as a learner, you are motivated to learn online. And as an educator, you are engaged and motivated to teach online. The third modality is called blended learning or hybrid learning, which is basically a bit of both on-site and online. There isn't a fixed definition because in some organizations, if most of the content is done online, but there's only maybe a 20% of component that is done on-site, that is also considered a blended. If there's a 50-50 split between on-site and online experiences, that's also considered blended. Therefore, there is no fixed percentage as long as if there's a component in learning where the learners have to be physically present somewhere, and then there are online activities and engagements that needs to happen, it can be called as a blended learning modality. So all in all, there are three main modalities that I wanted to share high-level overview. We can go into the details, but for now, I hope you find this useful to have an overview of these modalities. Thank you.